I don't even know how to word this. This is really difficult to talk about because I am obviously like talking to a therapist about these kind of things. Like, this is stuff that I struggle with all the time. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cam. I'm back. Like, hello. It's been literally like 4 months, I'm pretty sure, since I've like actually done anything on YouTube. I've just been very busy. I'm a busy person. These last few months have been like super crazy. You know, life happens, all this kind of shit. But like, I'm gonna be completely honest. You know, a lot has been happening to me, and honestly, like, definitely, this sucks. Like, it's, this is awkward. This is really weird. Like, I don't know how to do this. So I have no idea what to title this. I have no idea if I'm gonna post this. I really don't know what I'm even wanting to get out of this, what I want to say in this. I just said this like 17 times. First of all, before I say anything, I want to say that this isn't my style of videos. I don't know who's going to be watching this. I don't know if anyone's going to watch this. Maybe 2 people will watch it. Maybe 20 people will watch it. Maybe nobody will watch it. Like, seeing my reflection in the viewfinder, like, it's just so fucking ridiculous to me. Like, I don't want to be that person that like sits around and like, you know, does that kind of shit and like talks. I'm trying to be more true to myself. And I'm sorry if this is like a really, like, if this is already getting really deep. Go ahead and click off, watch my other videos that are funny. I really don't like making things all about myself, and I really don't like I don't like when things are serious. Like, anytime something's serious, like, I change the subject and I'm like, let's talk about something else. Or like, if something's serious, like, I somehow will make a joke out of it. Very much that type of person that doesn't want to talk about themselves seriously and doesn't want to get personal with people, because I want to be fun. And that's kind of, I think, how I've portrayed myself for so long, especially like in college and like on Instagram, you know? I'm a people pleaser, if you will. I definitely like to please people, and I definitely want to be like aesthetically pleasing, which I know that sounds really dumb. You want to be like interesting on Instagram. Look like you're living your best life on Instagram. You know, and I get it. I get that, and that's exactly how I am. There comes a point when it's like, who is that person on Instagram, kind of, you know? Like, and that's kind of, I've been very existential these past few months. Ever since I started going to therapy, I've been very existential about my life and about where I want to be and about how people perceive me. And I definitely think about that a lot. How people perceive me on Instagram that may not know me in person. Because I really think that on Instagram, obviously, like, I really only post when I'm like going somewhere, doing something fun, you know, being out. Like, I'm not just like I'm not like, hey, like, selfie Sunday. Like, I don't do that. Like, I'm gonna post if I'm somewhere and I'm gonna have some kind of clever caption. That's just kind of how I am. And that is me. That's me. No matter who it is, no matter what name you're calling me, King Cam, Cameron, it's me. They're all me. I don't even know how to word this. This is really difficult to talk about because I am obviously like talking to a therapist about these kind of things. Like, this is stuff that I struggle with all the time. Kind of like having that like, who are you kind of moment, or like, what are you wanting to do in this world kind of moment. It's kind of where I am in life. Wow, this is definitely stuff that I talk about in therapy. So welcome to therapy, free therapy, guys. I guess I want to sit down and talk about kind of, ew, I hate that. I have to kind of just like explain. I don't have to. No one's asking for this. No one asked me to explain myself. I don't even have any like fans, if you will. My like whole life, really, I've always, this is gonna sound so cliche, I've always felt like, you know, different, and like I've always deep down been a very like fun and like outgoing, confident person. I always wanted to be the best version of myself, and I've always wanted to be that, but I've always held back on that because I've never wanted to share my true self, and I don't really know why. I mean, it probably has to do with, you know, bullying, you know, not ever fitting in truly. I mean, when I came to college, I left high school. I don't speak to people from high school. I don't feel like I was ever authentically my true self. When I came to college, I was able to start over, be myself, share myself with others, make new friends. And I did that. I really did that. I've had a great 4 years in college, and I feel like I've been myself. I feel like I've been able to not be judged being myself. Like, it's been great. I feel like people get maybe the people that don't know me or didn't know me before college get the vibe that I'm like, I've always been confident, or, you know, like, I was popular in high school. I've gotten that a lot. Like, people just assume that I was, like, popular in high school and that I was, like, I don't know, and that's so weird to me because I was not. I'm kind of like, how am I being viewed from other people? Because it's just interesting that people have those thoughts, but they really don't know anything about me. I only share with people what I think would be interesting to them. I'm not going to share about my past. I'm not going to share about my personal feelings because I don't feel like that's an interesting thing to give people. Like, the fact that, this is so weird, like, to put in words, it's really weird, but the fact that people in my life, or people on Instagram, or refer to me as King Cam, or even just Cam, like, the fact that I have different names and, like, it's Cam, like, my YouTube name, like, it really is crazy to me because that's me. You don't have to be one person at all times. You can be, you know, different parts of yourselves in different situations and different scenarios. You know, different people bring out different parts of you, and that's really something that I've like had to accept, because I feel like I've always been like, I have to be this person to everybody, or that I can just be myself in different situations and they don't all have to correlate and like be the same. It's just me. King Cam is me. When King Cam comes out when he's drunk, that's me. I'm not King Cam all the time. I sit around and like don't want to go out and drink, and I don't want to smoke, and I don't want to be crazy, I don't want to twerk, like, you know, like not look cute, like not worry about what I look like, not take pictures for Instagram. Like, I'm definitely like that, like, a lot, and that's okay. Like, I think that's my message here. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video. If you're not okay, that's okay. Like, if you don't feel okay, that is okay. Like, that's what I've learned, like, because it's been hard for me to accept that I feel this way. It's been hard for me to accept I might be going through something that isn't even that severe, but accepting that it's validated and valued and it's affecting me is important. Any minor inconvenience, even if it's a very, very minor inconvenience, you have to like validate that that's happening in your life. Like, you can't just brush it off and be like, oh, but, you know, someone else is going through something way bigger than that, so I can't, you know, I can't put that before them. You know, I've really learned that you should put anything that is going on in your life that is affecting you emotionally, mentally, physically, has a reason, and, you know, you shouldn't be ashamed of it, and you shouldn't let it go. Like, deal with it. Like, you know, talk about it. You can be sad, you can be mad about something that maybe someone doesn't understand, and I still struggle with that. Like, I'm still like never wanting to overshare with someone. I'm not wanting to like burden people with like my minor issues. Like, accept it, because if you don't accept that what you're going through is important and valuable to you and to your life, and that it's affecting your life, then that's gonna be exactly that. You're just not gonna deal with it, and you're gonna think that it's stupid, and you're gonna let other people decide for you. And you can't let other people decide how you feel about things going on in your life. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I'm really just talking about everything that I'm feeling. I'm wanting to be completely honest with y'all. You have to accept yourself as you are, and I'm still working on that. If you need help, if you need to talk to somebody, don't feel embarrassed. You do not have to stay in a mental state of confusion. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up in the head. I'm not okay. Is anybody? Like, does anybody have it all together? You don't have to have it all together. And I think putting that as the forefront of your life, as like, I have to have it all together, I have to have a plan, I have to do it like this, and if it doesn't end up like this, my life is over. It's very unhealthy, and it's just not realistic. My big thing to accept for me was like accepting that like, and like I already said this, I already touched on this, but that my problems matter. Anything that goes on in my life is a problem and it matters. And I really, that's like the main thing I want anybody that watches this to take away, is that anything that you go through in your life has significance and you should pay attention to it. Deal with it in the sense of like looking at it, talking about it, thinking about it, analyzing it, like doing everything in your power, or else it's not gonna go away. Problems don't just go away. That's not how problems work. They stay there until you either deal with them. Actually, that's the only way. You have to do something with it. You can't just let the problem sit. It's gonna fester like a blister. I'm not trying to be a role model. I'm not trying to be this person on YouTube that like sits behind a camera and gives like advice, because I don't have advice to give. I am very bad at advice. If I was to give advice, it wouldn't be helpful. I literally go to someone to get advice. Like, I'm not one to like tell someone, but the only thing, that's all I could say on that is about what is happening to me. Because I think it's important for me to be kind of honest. I don't think I've done anything honest in any YouTube video that I've ever posted. They've always just been in fun and like things that I just randomly record, which is fine, which, and like this isn't gonna be like, oh, you know, monthly check-in, like, oh, this is how my mental health is. When it comes to like me and like my mental health, I don't talk about that. I'm doing better now that I started going, and it's no one's business to why you're going. You don't have to feel like you have to tell someone why you're going to therapy. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do in your life, and don't really like focus on like the outcome so much. I live in the moment and like do you. I don't know, people might think that's a bad motto to have, to worry. You have your whole life to be serious. Have fun while you can and figure out what you need to.
I'm serious.
I'm not doing this again. If you see this, I hope it helped you. If you don't, that means I didn't post it. I think people have a perception that I have very high self-confidence and that I don't care what people think, but I do. Hopefully this one makes it in there if I'm not too much of a pussy to post it. Subscribe to my channel, it's Cam. Follow me on Instagram, Camunot. Live your life. Stay lit.